So now here we are going to do sharp edges on square cake. So round cakes have been technically familiar with this, what we need to do. A square is also very interesting. So like any other cake that I have been suggesting you to do, I have layered the square cake also in the cake pan. You could use rings if you have. There is a cling wrap at the bottom and an OHP sheet, and then the cake has been layered. So you will also be doing the similar thing. Layer your cakes and keep ready. I just removed it from the pan. And now here, like any other round cake, there is a working board which is the bigger one, and then there are two acrylic boards. One will go on the bottom and then the other one is cling wrapped, and this will go on the top. So I have these ready here. Now I have the bowl of ganache. It's quite soft for me to use. I'm just going to pick the ganache and then add it here on the working board. Now you could just observe I don't have turntable. I don't prefer using turntable for square cake because you need a little more control than the round cake. So it's better that we don't use turntable for the square cake. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this properly, and then on top of this now I need to add in some more ganache. It's going to place this cake well within the board. The board is 1 centimeter bigger than the cake. Then I just go find where I just need to peel this out. Okay, so this seems good now. The top has a good amount of ganache, but I'm just going to take some and spread out to make it even. And then on top of this I'm going to place this acrylic board with a cling wrapped smooth side on the top, and then just press it down well. And now I need 2 scrapers. It's not a very tall cake, right? I need 2 scrapers here. I'm just going to press it down from both sides, push so the boards meet the scraper. Do it in 4 parts. Just make sure the scraper is in the working board flat. So this board alignment is very important. Okay. And then the next step would be spirit level, that 0 0 here flat, and before placing it on the top you just need to remove the cling wrap. and then place it here, and then that's about minus 2.2. We press it down here to see where it reduces. It's 1, it's 0.4 and 0.8. So 0.2 and minus 0.2, so I think just getting closer. That's a same thing again, a 0.0 and a 0.2. Yeah, 0.0 and a 0.2, so that should be fine for the top. So I'm just not going to disturb the top as much. Now put back the cling wrap. Now let's start working on the sides. I also have a bowl of hot water here. I'm just going to drop the scraper into the hot water. I'm just going to pick it up when I'm going to scrape it. Now I'm just going to start applying ganache board to board. On the top, I'm not going to put enough pressure now, but however ganache will set quickly. I'm going to press it well, adding ganache layer by layer. I'm just going to work on one side at a time, and that's the hot water dipped scraper. Go board to board and scrape. And check dents. Scrape again, hot scraper. I'm just going to move on to the other side. Just going to press the ganache down the cake, and if not, then you will catch up bigger air bubbles that will just start popping up after you finish the ganache sharp edges, especially when the board is a bit bigger for the size of the cake. Just go in, press down the cake. Scraping board to board. There's quite a bit of excess. We just leave out the edges, the corners, and then we just focus on the sides first. So again here I'm just going to press it down the cake, and also because the layers have been freezing well, it just makes it really very easy to press it down. So with a fresh and a very soft cake at this moment would be very hard for you to just work on the finishing. So after each scraping, you need to just observe. I'm going back to the hot water, and every time I'm just coming back with a cleaner scraper. That's very important. And now the fourth side. So now all the sides are, this one I have just messed up because I finished the fourth side. So that was the first side. So we finished working on the side. So what is a checkpoint? You know, the top board edge, the bottom board edge should be clean and no bigger bubbles or dents should be there. Okay. So now we just move on to working on the corners. So for the corner we need two scrapers to hold and work at the same time, and especially for this particular step I just don't want to use turntable because it is not going to give good amount of control. Okay, so I am just going to hold both the scrapers, okay, opposite to me. So that's the corner which is opposite of me. So I'll go all the way till there, and then I'll just cut the excess ganache first using both the scrapers. So again I'm just dripping the excess water, it's the hot scraper. After cutting excess, I'm just going to hold it near that corner, then just pull it backwards. So each scraper will be scraping the either sides that will be towards me. Do the same thing again. Just want to check how it is. Need to do it again. Now if there is excess, you just need to cut it out like so, or that will still be just hanging out on the cake. Drip off the excess. I'm going to check how sharp it is. So let me come back to that corner again, but then it looks quite good at the stage. I am going to get all the 4 corners. At that stage, so that's cutting off enough excess, and then use both the scrapers and then scrape it on both sides. Okay, so now with the excess that's cut out, there isn't enough at this corner. So what I will do, apply just a little bit on both the sides, because I am scraping both sides now, right? So apply a bit on both sides. And then scrape it out. You just want to fix this dent. So cutting the excess first. Now to the last side. Cut the excess out. And then scrape it backward. So once the corners are done, just do some basic cleanup to the sides in case the place where it was merging between your scraping on either side, just scrape it to clean up. Just to clean up that scraper mark. So I just wipe off this excess water. You can see it just looks like a block of chocolate with sharp corners and smooth sides. Now before removing the top board, I will freeze this for about half an hour to about 1 hour, and then I'll get back. At that stage even the sides would have firmed up, and if there is like little bit of places if you just need to fix, you don't have to keep juggling at this stage with the hot water, because it will keep melting the ganache, and if you're not able to work and if the ganache just got soft or something, then at that stage you need to freeze it 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then we could just get back to see if we need some cleaning on the sides, and then we'll just remove the top and then fix the top and finish making the sharp edges on a square ganache cake. So the square ganache cake has been freezing up. I'm just going to remove the cling wrap first and then remove the top board out, and depending on how much it's been freezing, you might find it difficult to remove the acrylic board, but eventually it will come. So you just need to go in between, use a palette knife, just go in between the cling wrap and the board, and then just lift. Now because it's ganache cake, I'm just trying to lift it from one end because it wouldn't damage much on the other side, because it will be really very firm. Now if you are using any other medium, say maybe a whipped cream or even buttercream also will be quite frozen, but just in case, you just need to put the pressure from all sides to lift. So remove the board and then just peel the cling wrap. You just need to fix the top. I have the ganache a bit microwaved, say for 10 seconds. You want it like quite thin at this stage because the cake is quite frozen. Whatever you're going to add is going to set quickly. So just fill the dents on the top. Just don't want to go beyond the edge, but if there is dent there, that needs to be fixed, right? So I filled in all the dents. So I have this bowl of hot water. The scraper is there already heating up. I'm just going to use the scraper and scrape the top. It's like quite hot now for me to touch, because that's like a really boiling water. So I'm just going to scrape out the ganache, and I'm just going to only dip the tip and not the entire scraper. Now scrape it. I'm just going to work a bit on the sides because we just damaged the edges here, but the cake will still be hard, right? So it won't damage much. We're just rising at the rim. So after the top is neat, we just come back and then work on the sides. So this I'm just going to cut it out. I'm just going to find for any more dents on the sides that needs to be fixed. Here I just need to work without adding extra ganache. Just the hot palette knife. Once on this side and then on this side. So here this dent I'm just going to fill in. Here on this side. I'm just going to cut through this. So those extras at the rim should be just cut and taken out. So you could as well just with the rim on the top, freeze it again for another half an hour, and so the entire chocolate, the ganache would set even well, and so cutting it out would be even more easier. Just a bit of warm up. You just look for dents like this in the fix, and then just going back and forth with this hot spatula, and a bit of a rough top can be fixed by hot water pastry brush. So with this I think this looks really good. So we'll just have to do this, the square ganache sharp edges at this stage, but I'm not going to stop this cake here. I'm going to work on something exciting on the top of this, which will be the whipped cream sculpture painting that I will catch you up in the lesson where I will first show how to practice, and then we will just get back to doing it on the cake. And when I get back at that stage, if I would have brushed it with hot water pastry brush to get a clean finish. And I'll catch you in that lesson where we just have something exciting to decorate on this cake. So see you in that lesson.